So we are live. This is Coffee with a Lawyer every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's your opportunity to ask your questions and get some answers from an attorney for free. It's our way to be of service and to allow the public to meet our team and to help in any way that we can. If you're watching on the stream, we're streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have a question, feel free to post it in the chat. I'll do my best to get to it. Not too familiar with how the Instagram works. So don't know how I can take some chats for people logged on to Instagram. We are also streaming on the other platforms, but we do have a special guest logged into the webinar. I'd like to welcome Anthony and give him an opportunity to ask his question. How are you doing, Anthony?
Good. How are you, Justin?
Good, good.
So my thing is, an update is for my buyout. Well, one thing, I haven't heard anything from Amblin. I guess I'm not going to hear anything. One thing is that the biopic that I'm working on, I haven't gotten anything back from Anonymous Content regarding the rights and if they want to work with us. She died in 1993. Her book was written in 1953. And I'm going to change the name, the title of my project. But even titles aren't copyrightable, correct?
Okay. You bring up some issues that I would like to get some clarity on. And I want to just let you know, there is no attorney-client privilege here, no confidentiality. We are streaming. So please, if you can, keep any questions general, any specifics, we can schedule a confidential consultation. It's important for me to say that because that is the crux of the attorney-client relationship, to be able to keep that confidentiality and to keep the necessary secrets of our clients. But you bring up some issues, Anthony. What do you mean by anonymous content?
Anonymous Content, the management firm.
Oh, okay. So you threw me off there. So that's the name of the firm, Anonymous Content. So they are what is their position in this relationship?
They represent the people who own the life rights and perpetuity for our project.
Interesting. How they own the life rights, or what are they, a management firm of some sort?
Yeah, they manage. They're the managers, representatives for WGBH, who owns the life rights for our person that we're doing the biopic over.
Okay. So I take it this person is of some notoriety. We don't have to disclose identities, but I take it it's a person of some notoriety. Are they living or deceased?
Deceased.
Deceased. Okay.
Right.
It's interesting. I would like to look at what rights this firm actually does have. Okay, so
they have life rights and perpetuity.
Life rights and perpetuity. What exactly does that mean? Because there are really not a clear definition of what life rights are. It's the right of publicity. Okay, it's the basically the right of publicity when it comes to life rights, and in order to exploit the image, likeness, or voice of the deceased. Now, defamation ceases to exist when the subject dies, when they're deceased. That dies with the decedent. It is a personal right. So the real issue is right of publicity, and also defamation and other privacy rights of the living members. So I'd like to really understand what this firm has. They probably have rights in order to exploit the decedent's image, likeness, or voice, publicity rights. It's kind of used synonymously with life rights. But to do some due diligence, perhaps you can ask for some certification of what rights they actually do possess, so that you can confirm that you are, in fact, speaking with the right entity. Does that make sense? You may be past that stage. You may have already developed a trustworthy relationship, a confident relationship, but I still think it's worth verifying. You have to know what exactly they have, and even rights of publicity and they could be broken up. Rights to publicize certain portions of a person's life, different periods in that person's life. It can get a little bit detailed, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But back to your question. Let's bring it back. Now, I forget exactly what your question was.
So they haven't responded yet, and I was wondering what alternative do I have to working with them to get life rights? I mean, is there any other alternative that I can do?
Well, first of all, like I said, verify what rights they in fact have, and then you can document that you're going to do fair use. You have to really review the documentarian's statement on fair use. Okay, so the fair use defense can also be a defense to the right of publicity. Parody is also a very common defense as well. So there's a group of rights, intellectual property rights. I would say the most foundational being copyright. And then also ancillary to that is right of publicity, which are personal rights, which do pass to the estate in California per code. So I would review that code as well in order to know what exact rights transfer to the estate. Okay, it's in I believe the California Civil Code. And just so you know what exactly you're dealing with. You're dealing with the Civil Code with publicity rights passing to the estate. And then you're also dealing with contract law with the estate, with this management firm. You'd like to verify what exactly they have in order to exploit. And then you also have to research how you can do it without obtaining written rights. And that's an analysis of fair use. How can you fairly use this material? Does that make sense?
It sure does. Thanks.
Yeah, I personally would need to research more. Okay, every particular legal situation falls on its own facts. So I would need to look at how you can use work without obtaining written rights. And it's the fair use doctrine. A lot of times if events are newsworthy or how you're creating this work, if it's a parody, a critique, there are First Amendment rights being balanced here against individual rights. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
And a lot of times you could have an attorney opinion letter, because no matter how you proceed with this project, you will need to get E&O insurance. Okay, E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance. And you have to read the terms. Every insurance policy is based on contract, what's in those contract terms. And they can be quite confusing. There's a lot of exceptions, exclusions. So you have to read carefully. You really want to have some form of the policy known as advertisement insurance. Okay. And you want some, you just want a very well, thorough, written insurance policy.
Good.
Yeah. And that will require an attorney opinion letter evaluating the legal issues in your work. It's important now to start annotating. You annotate your sources of where you're getting your information. You can annotate, you can annotate the script if you have a script. I personally like to have a separate table of annotations where we indicate where in the project, page, line, timestamp, if it's audio visual, but it does require an evaluation by an attorney. Many times, if you want the rights holder, which you believe is this management firm, many times I would perhaps take some steps in obtaining E&O insurance in order to more secure it, make them feel more confident, make them feel that you are serious about this. I don't know if that will actually entice them in going forward, but it's a step in the right direction. It might be premature for a carrier to give you a policy because what is it? What kind of content, what kind of work product do you have to show at this very moment?
Right now, I just have a one-pager, a lookbook, and a treatment.
It's never too early to start discussions with an insurance carrier. Okay. So I think the Philadelphia company is one of the leading carriers in this area. As far as obtaining the rights, it's a negotiation process.
Okay.
If they've gone cold, they may have gone cold.
Okay. All right. Great. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yes. So if anyone who is watching live or on the stream, if they have a question, feel free to chime in. Anthony will give you one last opportunity, or if not, we can sign off and wish everyone a good week and take care and take action. Anthony, do you have any other questions?
Nope. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good week. Anyone online, we'll give it one last opportunity. Okay. Well, I want to say thank you. Thank you for everyone watching on Instagram Live, on the webinar, on the stream. And this is Coffee with a Lawyer every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, our opportunity to be of service to you. Thank you very much. Everyone have a good week. Take care and take action. Bye-bye.